What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Diablo 4. So there's this big gaming convention thing going on this weekend, as many of you might know, and there are rumors that there will be some new information about the upcoming expansion for Diablo 4. Vessel of Hatred is what it was called. And this expansion was announced several months ago, and there's even a trailer on it. It kind of depicts Mephisto and the Act 3 that we remember from Diablo 2, where you're in the jungle and all that. So apparently they're going to be talking about some updates for Diablo 4 expansion, which some are saying that they're going to announce the new class. And I even have an image here about that new class. But if you wanted to get the timeline of this event, you could click the link that I have in the description below. And as of me making this video, it only has 3.5 hours left before this event begins. And here, and you scroll down here, and here's like the time zones of when it might start for you. So I'll link this in the description below. But I've been talking some about the Vessel of Hatred expansion in my videos and what I want to see from it. Of course, like many of us, I want something like more stash space, more character slots, I don't know, maybe some more endgame stuff if they can do that, but I want more of an item chase, like I talked about potentially runes or rune words, and I know that runes were intentionally taken away from the original release of the game because they were talking about runes. There's even videos of like the pre-beta stuff where you can see runes fall and all that, like a Vex rune and how they would affect your or augment your gear. So things like that I think should be added to it. But let me know in the comments what you guys want to see in the expansion. And it's said to take place way down here in this whole zone. So I don't know how large of a zone that might be. Maybe it'll expand beyond this point even. And this will be all like a jungle or whatever. As for a new class, I guess I'm not too excited over a new class myself, but I know many are, and many are hoping for like a paladin sort of class, kind of reminiscent of the Hammerdin that we had in Diablo 2, where he just teleports around and just spins hammers all around. I'm not sure if they're going to do something like that, but here's the supposed image of the upcoming class, which is known as the Spirit Born, which is interesting because the druid already is a spirit class, right? So I'm assuming the spec for that is going to be willpower. So it's going to share basically the main stat with the druid. Some are saying it's going to be dexterity, so it's kind of tough to say. The Amazon in Diablo 2, of course, really benefits from dexterity, and so does the Demon Hunter from Diablo 3, so that would kind of make sense. But then again, we already have a bow class, and apparently this isn't going to be a bow class to my understanding, but here's a photo of it. I remember seeing this a while back. This photo was in some early release images of Diablo 4, whatever, to my understanding. And there's this mysterious class just like standing in the background, just like dressed in gold armor, wearing a hood, these sort of glowing eyes. It even has angel wings behind it, actually. I just noticed that now. Kind of like Tyrael or reminiscent of what we get in Diablo 3 for those wing upgrades you can get. Now, I don't know if I like that or them adding that in this game, but maybe just this class. It'll be something unique to this class where they'll have wings on, like Tyrael wings. But nonetheless, this supposed to be a sort of shield-bearing class, which of course is something that we're missing right now in Diablo 4. Of course, you can get shields, but really, nobody uses shields. Like with the Necromancer, you can have an offhand, like a focus or whatever on the Sorcerer. The Necro, I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of like a focus, but an offhand weapon. So you just rarely ever see people using shields. And apparently there are no shield-specific skills in this game either. Like in Diablo 2, for example, you have Shield Bash, and you have Holy Shield for the Paladin. And I think there are even more shield skills in Diablo 3 for the Crusader. You can empower your shield, charge with your shield, swing your shield, all sorts of things. So maybe that's what this class is going to be, in which case it almost seems as though it's going to be a blend of the Paladin, the Crusader from Diablo 3, and the Amazon from Diablo 2. Now, I like the visual of this so far. I think she looks pretty good. It looks better than the D2R Amazon, or how they butchered that image. But hopefully there'll be some customization in terms of the aesthetics. But yeah, so far from what I'm seeing here, I think it's kind of cool. And perhaps more importantly, from what I like of this image, is the fact that it is like a sort of spear-wielding class, like a one-handed spear. Or I think the supposed leaks call it a glaive, which is a specific throwing weapon in Diablo 2. So the Amazon in Diablo 2 would often use javelins and matriarchal javelins, ceremonial javelins, all sorts of class-specific stuff. And there are also two-handed spears that she could use. But yeah, I think that this could potentially be an awesome blend of things. And really, my favorite class in Diablo 2 has always been the Javazan. I just love the Lightning Fury skill, where you throw a javelin at an enemy, and then it bursts into bolts, and the bolts just chase the enemies. They zap the enemies. It's like a lightning strike, and it's all like targeted and stuff. It's just awesome. And you can even have your spear pierce through one enemy and blast the bolts everywhere, and then it goes to the next enemy and hits that, and then blast the bolts everywhere again, and then it could even hit a wall and blast the bolts everywhere again, depending on how much you add to your pierce skill. So I mean, maybe something like that will be brought to the table here in Diablo 4, and that's really what I wanted. I know a lot of folks are saying that they want a paladin class, they want a Hammerdin or whatever. But I always wanted a Javazan. I always wanted an Amazon class. And I knew that the Rogue wasn't it. I was like, what the hell is this? This is kind of like a ninja sort of thing. There are like no throwing javelins. And it like uses like daggers and stuff. I'm like, shit, this is like the, what's that class? It's like the melee demon hunter from Diablo 3. And this doesn't feel like the Amazon or Javazan at all. And, but yeah, this could be the solution for that. So just imagine a sort of Javazan character that can bash and swing with her shield and empower her shield and do like, maybe have like auras, similar to what the Paladin has, where she has like auras empowered from her shield or whatever. Like a separate skill slot where you can have like an active aura on it. And just imagine what that could add to the game. I mean, maybe similarly to what we have in Diablo 2, you could have that sort of aura effect tied to some unique items where other character classes can have the aura as well if they have that like uber unique item or whatever. Similarly to how like Infinity has the Conviction aura in Diablo 2 where it's a pole arm and it has that effect. But just let me know what you guys think about this. Is this all legit? Do you think that this is big news coming up for Vessel of Hatred expansion? There's other things that I want to the expansion. I didn't really think about it before this video, but yeah, I will make more videos on that. I'm liking where they're going. I mean, I think that the pit is good where it's at. I don't want them to have the difficulty chase be just at the top of the pit. Otherwise, it's going to be like Diablo 3 where you're just all making the same damn build. So I'm kind of liking where it's at in that sense. I think like a free-for-all PvP area would be cool as well, just outside of some random town, and not just the whole thing where you got to collect seeds and all that crap. But, I mean, I want more stash space. I want a bit more item chase. I'm not too much of a fan of the idea of how we can just craft the uber uniques if we play enough. Like, you just got to do all the quest stuff for 4 characters and you can just craft a freaking uber unique. I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm hoping that they add stuff that you actually have to, like, find by, like, a vast, unlikely chance. But what are your thoughts on this stuff so far? What do you want to see in the expansion? What do you think about this character here? Is this something that you're excited for? Again, I mean, I don't know if I could have thought up of a better class, because this is what I wanted. And I love the idea of the Amazon or Javazan, for example, just having more use of the shield, because that's not really something we had in Diablo 2, even though she would often wear a shield. In fact, in all cases, if she were a throwing Javazan, she'd be using a shield. But the shield just wasn't all that special. We would often use like Storm Shield or Spirit Shield or even Phoenix, the rune word that gave the Redemption aura. Just another tie-in maybe to Diablo 2 where they could have auras connected with the shields. But I mean, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on these matters. Like this video if you will, and I'll update you guys with more information as it comes out. So subscribe to this page and I'll talk to you soon. Peace be with you.